Hey guys, it's Aaron here at Life Church. We have the Pursuit this week, and Will Hart's here with me. And it's just been an incredible weekend. And one of the things that you shared the other evening was a little bit of your story about how God just launched you into the nations. And you know, we all have this great commission: go into all the world. And maybe talk a little bit about what does calling look like to go into all the world.
Yeah. Hey, don't worry, man.
It's good.
I think. There's a lot that goes into answering a question like that. Okay, so depending on which camp you come from, you're going to get a completely different answer. So I can say something, and there's a whole other aspect of our movement that will totally disagree with this.
Sure.
You know, you need to go into media, or you need to go into business, or. So taking all that and saying, you know, if God's calling you to business, go to business. If God's calling you to media, go to media. You know, if God's calling you to teaching, go to teaching. But I think for, like, my story, it literally took me to the nations. And as much as I would like to say, oh, it's just go to your house or go to your high school, or I think that there is this thrust of the gospel that has to take us out into the nations. Like, it's all throughout scriptures. It's the disciples didn't stay in their hometown. They gathered together the friends and they would go from place to place. Jesus moved from city to city to town. They planted churches everywhere they went. And for me, all I did was I just started saying yes. You know, every opportunity that came my way that would put me in a position where doors would open up ministering in places, other places, especially in other nations, I would just say yes to every single one. I wouldn't sit there and pray about it. I figured if God's calling me, which He is, I can read His Word and I know it from what He's telling me, then I'm just going to go. I'm not going to have to really second guess that. You know, so my first opportunity in the nations came when I was 17 and going to Paraguay. And that just so happened to be the trip that the Lord said, I want you to move here. And that was my first long-term stay in another nation, which led to others.
Yeah.
So I just said yes.
Yes. Man.
And I know that's oversimplified. I hate to interrupt you, but I know that that can kind of be oversimplified. You know, you just say yes. What do you mean? I'm 18. How do I just say yes? You know, my parents are telling me to go to college. But I really believe that if you ask the Lord, like, to take you and use you, and you're patient enough, you're humble enough to listen to His voice and whatever it says, then He'll speak. And if your desire is to go to the nations, that's not like a normal desire for a person to say, I want to give my life, put my life on hold, and give everything I have to you, Lord, and serve the poor, the sick, the needy, the lost, the broken. So I think if you're praying those prayers, stuff's going to happen. Things are going to line up. It might start out looking like your neighbors or your high school, which I did, all that stuff, before the Lord opened up doors in the nations. But if you're asking that prayer, I really believe that the Lord's going to respond. So when He does respond, yes, you just go.
What's the disposition?
Yeah.
It's the choice to stand, live before the Lord as a yes. You always hear people saying you can't steer a ship unless it's moving.
Right.
So I love it.
Can't steer a parked car.
No.
Yeah. So you gotta start going in the direction that's what you feel the Lord's telling you, at least.
Yes opens doors.
Yeah.
So good.
And everybody quotes finance. Well, finance is never the issue. Like, it's never the issue, and it never will be the issue. God will provide. It's who He is. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, all these things that people come up with that justify why they don't go, at the end of the day, just ask yourself, am I making excuses, you know, to make myself feel comfortable for not going and doing what the Lord's telling me? Finance is never the issue. You know, provision's never the issue. Just go, and the Lord will do it. I've traveled to 45 different nations, and I've maybe paid for 2% of it out of my own pocket over the years. You know, the Lord's just provided it all the way. It's cool.
So there it is. Pursuing your calling. Say yes. There's more videos. Check them out online. Thanks.
You capture me.